So I promised I'd make this hopefully brief video about using the pen tool in Illustrator, and I'm using Adobe Illustrator CC 2014, I think. I've got several different versions. So the best thing I can tell you about the pen tool is, first of all, zoom in. So you're going to use a couple other tools while using the pen tool. First, the zoom tool. I've got this Google logo here, double Google logo, which is, I think, a cool image. Illustrates the latest update to Google, and I got it from this website. It has 10 more interesting facts about the new Google logo. You should check it out, ibnlive.com. So yeah, zoom in, get really close, and you'll see the power of Illustrator right off the bat as we look at this pixel image, bitmap image, and how Illustrator makes these awesome vector images that are scalable to any size, and you'll never get these terrible pixels. So anyway, first I have the pen tool. Buried beneath it are add anchor, delete anchor, and anchor point tool, and the keyboard shortcut is P. The pen tool works like this. You click anywhere you want a line to begin, and then if you want a straight line, you just click again, and it makes a point between, a line between those 2 points. And you can see in the CC 2014, it's kind of dragging out this next line thing here, showing me what my line would be like if I were to click at this point. Where it gets a little more complicated is when I get around to a curve, or when I start enclosing in a space. So here we're seeing some Illustrator basic stuff that it's actually making a white shape. And when I'm drawing with a pen tool, I don't want to have this fill on. So I've got a fill over here. I want to change it to none. I can have a stroke on, that's not really a big deal. Sometimes it's helpful, but if I do, I'll make my stroke much smaller, like 0.75 or 0.5, just a really skinny little stroke, so I can see it more than I can see this vector line, especially since my layer color, you can see this vector line is blue because my layer color is blue here. I could change it to another color if I wanted to, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be tracing a lot of it. Anyway, so far up to this point right here, I've been going in straight lines, right? Where the pen tool gets slightly more complicated for noobs is when you get to a curve. And the idea is that you have placed this point, right? And I need to go to, let's say, this point. We want to go to the farthest point we can make in a simple curve, at least from, my teaching myself, I found. If you go in one simple curve, click on that point and hold your mouse down. So I've released the mouse at this point, and I'm dragging away from that point where I clicked, and you can see the further I drag away, the more it curves and bends, and the direction I drag away obviously matters because it changes, the angle of the bend. So I'm going to kind of just go along the curve, right, and try to drag my line as I go up the curve that I'm looking at on the G here, right? And also look back at where I was and say, all right, where is it kind of meeting the middle of all those kind of middle of the road pixels right there, and yet still kind of on the line of where I want to go, right? So that's pretty good. And what the updated versions will do is try to predict your curve, which you can see it's now not doing a straight line between 2 points, but it's giving me a little bit of a curve based upon this forward control arm, I call it, that goes to a handle. So I can try just clicking up here and seeing if I can bend to that. And it looks like I can. So I'm just going to kind of keep doing that. Look, it's even made my curve even better, so I can do that. I do want to give it a little bit of a curve, because if I just click there, even though if it's perfect, it's going to give me a straight handle anchor point, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go up here and give it a little more curve. I could even try going midway to the center of this. You don't want to do like a double curve. So this is curving to the right, but then it curves down. So I don't want to go all the way up here, I don't think. Let's try it. Yeah, all right. One curve I can do. One solid long curve. Hey, it gets a little difficult because of the workspace when you're zoomed in. But it doesn't really matter. Like if you miss, I'm going to show you how to go back and fix it too. All right, so at this point, Illustrator's prediction, because I did this big long curve, is making me curve out way too far. And if I just click here, no matter what I do, it's not going to conform to the G, right? So I want to Control Z or undo back to the point before when I'm still attached to this. And I want to go back and look at this point here. What happens to my pen cursor when I get back on this point is it gets a little caret like you used to use when you forgot a letter in spelling a word or whatever in 5th grade earlier. And you click on it, right? And notice that forward control arm, that forward handle thing is gone, right? And I'm completely free to make whatever line I want. So re-clicking your last point kind of frees you up on the pen tool's prediction of what it thinks you're trying to do and trying to help you out. The same goes for going from a curve to a straight line. So like here, same thing. I can't do a straight line. I have to re-click this last point, and then I'm free to make whatever kind of line I want here, and then I can go back all the way around. The pen tool can be very frustrating if you don't remember all these things when you first get started, but I guarantee you if you practice it, stop texting me, you'll find a lot of success, and you'll find that you can really trace anything, and I think the pen tool is the key to Illustrator anyway. All right, I hope this helped you out. Know that if I want to see what my shape looks like, I just need to turn my fill back on. I see it looking pretty good. Oh, I talked about editing. Sorry to go back when I just said I wasn't. Any of your points are bad. Your black arrow moves everything, but your white arrow moves individual points. You may have to click off and click back on, but you know that's how you can edit any individual point or its handle if you need to make slight adjustments after the fact. The hand tool is also a useful one for noobs to learn. It doesn't do anything but move you around your workspace, so that if you're zoomed in, you don't have to zoom back out to see what you're doing in order to adjust a different part. You just go to the hand. Better yet, use the H on your keyboard, Z, zoom, zoom with the Alt key, zooms out, things like that. So work closely. If you need to pick up a back line, you can do that. It's much harder to do accurately at this distance. I just want to show you what it'll look like if it's closed up, because I'm so close. 2 more lines. Re-click. Close enough. We'll call it close enough, and I'll go back and fix it later. But there's my whiteout G. Or even now. Nope, not that one. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Whiteout. Anyway, thanks for watching.